today I'm going to walk you through the simplistic way of starting out with your online funnel. So if you're a coach and you love helping people, you maybe do one-to-one sessions, group sessions, even in-person sessions or events. There is this online world of marketing, of getting clients through this thing called a sales funnel. Now, if I know you as well as I believe I do, you probably already know a little bit about this, right? You've heard about Russell Brunson or the word sales funnel, but you just don't know quite how to visualize it. Well, right now I'm going to share my screen. We are going to get visual and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So with that being said, enjoy this free mini course. Let's go into my laptop. The first thing you've got to ask yourself as a coach is, let me just draw it out here, the path that you take clients through, okay? So every single coach, even service providers like me, right, our job is to really over-deliver and get somebody from where they are to where they want to be, all right? This is point B. Now, in between that is certain pillars that they actually are going to transition through. But this is the question that you need to ask yourself. And in all of this process, there is a very important question, okay, for your clients. And this is going to come back to the funnels a little bit later. And why is this such an important growth and transformation? So the question that you want to ask them is, why? Why do they want this transformation? You see, there's no point getting someone from A to B if they don't really want to be over here on the right. And for the people that do really want to be on the right, we need to know the answer to this question, because that is going to allow us to have great messaging on our funnel, okay? Now, into the funnel itself then. When you are marketing your stuff, this is like the foundations, all right? You also, of course, can ask yourself, well, what do I help people with? And you can also, sorry, it's going to take me a while to draw on here, but the other one is the time. So how long does this take to get them from A to B? Now, pretty much once you have all of those three things, you are able to make your first sales funnel. Now, I'm not going to confuse you with 100 types of sales funnels because there are a lot. What I'm going to do is simplify this for you. Now, if I had to ask you, how could you get the most amount of money in the least amount of time? What would you say to that? Well, if you have any, this is, man, this is the worst clock ever. You might ask yourself, well, okay, how would I get the most money in the least amount of time? I'm not sure. Well, you might start thinking about some of the funnels that you know, right? Let me just see if I can type these. So you've got lead magnets, you've got like webinars, you've got freebies, kind of like lead magnets, I guess. You can sell like a low ticket product. You might want to sell an online course, or you might have another way. I don't know what that other way is, but this is generally where people go. But these are very, very stupid if you are looking to get the most money in the least amount of time. And I will explain why right now, okay? You see, if there is somebody out there in A, and there's all these potential people in point A, and they are ready to get to point B, they know why, they're very driven, and all they want is to find a solution that is the what, in like what system, what process, what three pillars like this is going to get me there, and how long it's going to take me. And if there are those people, well, sending them to a lead magnet, they're just going to, go away and not really care too much about what you have to say. They've probably downloaded 100 things. They've probably opted into 100 webinars, and they might not even be ready to buy a low ticket product because, well, they need to trust you first, right? A course, they might have brought a course or two, but they are still not getting from A to B. You see, with all of these things, this is what I love to call free stuff, and this is what I like to call cheap stuff. Okay, so very simple for you guys to understand in there. And when somebody goes through cheap or free stuff, they can only travel so far. Who understands this? That when you have something and you're delivering it free or cheap, it doesn't matter how quality and how valuable these resources are, they are never going to get as far as your high ticket can get them, okay? So if you have a high ticket service, right, or coaching, how can we advertise that in the best way? Well, this is the funnel that you are going to start with, okay? It's the funnel that is going to allow you to take clients from A to B. It's going to allow you to attract those ones who are ready to buy. They know their motivations, and so do you. And they are not willing to waste time on freebies or cheap stuff, okay? And what you are going to do is something called a video sales letter, okay? A VSL for short. And this is what we are going to lean into, all right? How does this look? You might have been asking yourself, well, I've heard about a VSL, but I don't really know what it is. Well, what if I told you this is actually the simplest, the quickest, and the easiest way to attract high ticket clients, okay? Now, of course, I'm not saying that all of these don't work. In fact, they do. And people at the highest level in the coaching world, they can do all of it, right? That's actually what I teach inside of my academy. And it's what I service for my clients is we start off with the VSL funnel, but then later you start to build out this funnel system where you have freebies, cheap stuff, and everything works together. Okay, so it's really, really good in that way. Now, how are you going to do this? Well, the good news is now you know why they want to get from A to B. You know what your process is, and you know how long it's going to take. So, how does your funnel then look? You're going to have a very simple page like this, okay? And by the way, just in case you didn't know if this works or not, I've been in a $13,000 program, and this is the strategy that was taught. I had a $1,300 consultation call, a 50-minute consult with an expert who's made $30 million online. And this is what he taught me as well. And this is what has worked for all of my clients. And continually, as I bring on new clients, this is the starting point. Now, all you are going to do is have a call out headline. Okay, I'm going to try and draw a little guy so you know this is a call out headline. You are then going to have your main headline where you are going to include what, the time, and why. Okay, you can also with the what, you can also include the outcomes. All right, this is your framework for this headline. Now, the reason that this is our framework is because, well, you might have seen an example where it's like grow your e-com business to 100K a year within the next 90 days guaranteed. All right, this is one of the examples of how a headline might look following this structure. And again, the reason it works is because you're saying, well, here's the outcome, here's the what am I helping you with, here is the number outcome, and here's the timeline. And things like the guarantee is a bit of an extra, right? So it's really, let me simplify this for you. This is exactly why you want to do it, all right? Like that, outcomes, time, and why. Now, the second is a sub-headline. So that is a bit smaller underneath. And what you're going to do with that is support it with the why. So again, the reason this is in here is because it's very important. So you can do or get or achieve X, Y, Z. Okay, this could be feelings. This could be tangible. But you are basically saying, like, here's what you can do once you've achieved the outcome. And then there's an even better line to go with this: without the pain of X, Y, and Z. Okay, so this is really the ultimate structure. Now for the call out headline, this is literally just calling out, like, for coaches, or, you know, let's just say you're a fitness person, for driven professionals tired of feeling you know, low energy, for example. You can use ChatGPT to spice up that all of this copy, by the way, which I would definitely recommend, but let me just remove that for simplicity. So for driven professionals, we are going to get this outcome in this timeline so that you can get or achieve this without the pain of X, Y, and Z. Now, underneath that is your VSL, okay? Very, very simple. Now, if you're wondering, what do I say on this VSL? It is literally the same stuff here, all right? Who this is for, who this is not for. Let me write out a couple of these for you. So the VSL script, this is who this is for, not for, and then you're literally just going to talk about the outcomes, the timeline, the why for them, and you can also share examples as well as your own story. Okay, so this little list of things is the most important of what you should talk about on this VSL. Now, if you are confused with that, please let me know in the comments below what you're getting confused with. All right, I'm going to put this down here. And the reason we are keeping this so simple is someone's going to come to your page, they are going to relate with this, they're going to get excited by this, and they're going to feel reassured by this. Now, when you feel like you're relating to a page, when you feel excited by the outcomes, and then you feel trusting and safe by the supporting copy, you're setting your prospects up for a very good energy. So then all they have to do is watch this video, and then guess what? Underneath, you're going to have a big green button that says book a call, okay? And that, let me just make this smaller, and the call is your call to action. All right, people are going to book a Zoom call with you so that they can talk more about if this is right for them. So when they click that button, guess where they go? They go to a calendar. Very simple, nothing complicated at all. And the reason they come to a calendar, again, is so that you can hear them out, ask them questions. So let me write this here. So you're going to qualify. You are going to ask lots of questions, see if it's a good fit, and then sell and close. Literally just see, like, what is the best package and are they prepared, right? Now, I know what you're thinking, but Josh, what happens if they don't have any money? Well, as you start to run your funnel, you're going to start to see that when people book in calls, some of them are going to not have money. When you come to say, well, here's the price, here's what happens, here's the process, some people are going to have no money. All you have to do is add a series of questions onto your calendar. Okay, now you can have it as an individual step first. Like, for example, a lot of people, they'll have a form first and they'll go into the form. Then if they answer correctly, they'll go into the calendar. But if you have any kind of tool like Go High Level, Calendly, you can add the questions right here for them to tell you a bit more about the situation, qualify themselves beforehand. And then, of course, they're going to come here to a thank you page. That's like, yay, you booked in, congratulations. And you can then have a welcome video and some supporting content videos for them to watch, as well as testimonials and results and all of that kind of thing. Okay. And that, my friends, is exactly where you should start, because now your only job, okay, your only job is to get traffic into this page, okay, whether it's through ads, videos, you know, DMs, all right. I prefer ads. I think it's way more automated and it's more inbound. But that is your only task from this point onwards, okay? And if you're finding, right, they're coming to the page, but they're not booking a call, right? You know there's a problem. If they're booking the call, but they're not paying you, you know there's a problem on the sales call. So if you want more support with that testing process, with making your funnel go from not working to working, well, inside of my academy, you are going to learn the exact process. Or maybe you just want to work with me and I will script and build and write and test everything for you, so you can just sit back and let the calls come in and jump on them and close the people. All right. So if that sounds like you, go and find the links in the description. The funnel experience is my done for you, or the Shine Funnels Academy is more so, do it yourself, and I give you the systems and the templates. All right. So I hope you found this video valuable. This is the final rundown. Okay. Keep it simple. Understand your client, where they want to go, and make that video sales letter for them, and just make it as simple and easy to test as possible. All right. So that is it, guys. I hope with all my heart that you enjoyed it. If you are a passionate, driven coach and you want more help with funnels, again, you can always apply to work with me, have your own funnel experience. And if not, go away and try it yourself, and then contact me in the near future if things aren't going so to plan. So now I appreciate every one of you, anyone who's made it this far into the video. It really means the world to me, because I know how valuable your time is. All right. So go out there and shine, and I'll see you in our next video. Peace.